How's it going, everyone? It's Ben Foggins Media Corner back again with a brand new video for today. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time for this new episode for the series is going to be my review on the 2024 epic science fiction film, and that is Dune Part 2. Now, this is the sequel to the 2021 film Dune, and this is directed once again by Denis Villeneuve, who directed the original film, and it reunites the same cast from the original film, while also introducing some new cast of characters in this new entry as well. And in this film, we follow Paul Atreides, once again played by Timothée Chalamet, whom he unites with Johnny, once again played by Zendaya, and the Fremen, and he is seeking out for his revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family, and he is now facing a choice in which it's between the love of his life and the fate of the universe, in which he must prevent a terrible future only that he can only foresee himself. So that's pretty much the story of Dune Part 2. Now, the original Dune, which came out back in 2021, as you guys already know, it was originally scheduled to be released back in 2020 until the pandemic happened, and then the film itself kept getting shifted around numerous times due to that whole situation until it finally came out in October of 2021. And I did see it in theaters when it finally came out, and after seeing the film itself, it was truly worth the wait. And because the film itself was just visually amazing, and it is definitely one of my favorite films of 2021, and it's also as well another one of my favorite films from Denis Villeneuve, in which when it comes to Denis Villeneuve as a filmmaker, he has definitely become one of my favorite filmmakers that's working to this day. Like, he has crafted some amazing yet visually good looking films, from Prisoners, Enemy, Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, and of course the original Dune. And so when I heard he was making the next chapter of Dune, I was just immediately really excited to see what he was going to do with this next chapter here. And I was also really excited to see the returning cast members coming back to do this next chapter here, like Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Bautista, and Josh Brolin, and many others. And I was also really excited to see some of the new additional cast members who are going to be in this next chapter here, in which in this film you've got Butler, Florence Pugh, Christopher Walken, Seydoux, and so many others. And this film was originally going to be my most anticipated film of 2023 until it got delayed in 2023 because of the strikes that was going on in Hollywood and all that. And so it got pushed to March of this year. And it was originally going to come out towards the end of March until they decided to push it forward to earlier of March, which I thought that was a good thing because I was just so dying to see this film. And I did see this film on opening day, which was on the 1st of March. And I saw this in a really big screening with a lot of people on the screen that I was in. And I actually saw this in a special screening because I saw this in Dolby Digital in the cinema that I went to. And it was a really great screening to go to because for a big film like this one here. And so after watching this whole movie here, just like with the original Dune film here, this film was truly worth the wait here because I absolutely love Dune Part 2 here. And I can even say as well, I just like this film a little bit more than the original Dune film here. Although I still love the original film, but I just love this film even more here, you guys. In terms of the visual effects in this movie here, I thought the visual effects in this movie were just generally mesmerizing here to watch. In terms of the piece of scenery that we see in this film here, in which when it came to some of those moments in this movie here, I just immediately adored them throughout the entire film here. Like the sandy hills and the sandworms themselves, which those when it came to them in this movie here, they were just absolutely amazing to watch here, for the epicness that we see in this movie here. And as for the direction by Denis Villeneuve, it is just once again stunning, just like the original film here. Like for every single piece of scenery here, that is just absolutely gorgeous to watch here. Like the color palettes and every shots in the film here, which is just immediately impressive to watch. And the action sequences, which they were very exciting and really brutal at the same time here. Like, this film does represent some darker moments, and I thought Denis Villeneuve did a fantastic job directing those moments here. When it's outside of the brutal action sequences. And of course, for him directing the next chapter of the story here, it is just so intriguing. Yeah, I found myself really on the edge of my seat as I was watching the film here in terms of the characters. In which, speaking of the characters, the actors themselves in this movie here, which is generally phenomenal here. Like, the returning cast members from the original film, which is once again terrific here. You know, Timothée Chalamet is once again terrific as Paul, as Zendaya is once again terrific as Jenny. And the relationship between her and Paul in this movie here, which is generally so sweet and yet very strong at the same time here. And as for some of the other returning cast members from the original film, in which, like I said, you've got Josh Brolin, Rebecca Ferguson, Javier Bardem, Bautista, and Stellan Skarsgård, they were just once again incredible in the movie here. And as for the new people in this movie here, like I said, you've got Austin Butler, who plays one of the new villains in this movie here. He was incredible in the movie here. Like, his whole makeup for his character in this movie here was just so incredible here. Like, the whole makeup look in this movie here is just so fantastic and yeah, incredible at the same time. And even his voice in this movie here is just so incredible. Like, he just sounds a lot different than what we've seen him before in Elvis. And Florence Pugh is just of course incredible in the movie here. And when it comes to her as an actress, she has definitely become one of my favorite actresses in the most recent years here. And Léa Seydoux is also terrific as well as with Christopher Walken and everyone else. They were just all fantastic here. And as for the pacing as well, it is so smooth here. So smooth here, even though it is pretty longer than the last film, because the last film was 2 hours and 35 minutes. This film is 2 hours and 46 minutes, and there was never a moment that took me off guard in the slides. There was never a scene in this movie that would just put me off, and I was just like, I just want to fall asleep or anything like that, because I just, like I said, I was just immediately hooked as I was watching the film here in terms of its story and the characters here and all that, other than just the impressive and visual effects and the incredible direction and all that by Denis Villeneuve and all that. So overall in the end, guys, Dune Part 2, this film was just epic, just like the original film here. And this film, like I said before, was definitely worth the wait, just like the original film and all of that. And if you're a massive fan of the original Dune, chances are you're just going to love this film even more here, like I have as well. And I can easily say as well, this is definitely my favorite film of this year by far here, you guys. And I do recommend you see this film on the big screen for you, either just by yourself or just with your best friends here. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Dune Part 2. Dune Part 2 is the first film of the year to get a 5 out of 5. Yep, not a single issue I could pick out with this movie here, because like I said before, I just immediately loved everything about Dune Part 2. And like I said before, this film was definitely worth the wait since it got delayed due to the strikes that was going on last year. And like I said before, this is easily got to be my favorite film of this year by far here, you guys. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my AK After I Saw review on Dune Part 2. And let me know what you think of this movie, if you have seen this already or if you just recently checked this out. Did you absolutely adore this film or were you very disappointed with this? As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and this has been Ferguson's Media Corner signing off.